If you are a content creator, perhaps even a YouTuber, somebody who's looking to build your brand, and you've heard a lot about this thing called LinkedIn, but you're not quite sure how to get started, or you're not really quite sure how to leverage it, you're going to want to come on back to this show, because we're going to get right into it and we're going to go deep, step by step. I'm going to show you how you, as a YouTuber and content creator, can leverage this unbelievable program. Come on back. Hello. Welcome everybody to Nez Nation Live. So good to see you guys. Hello. Come on in. I can't wait to get cooking with you today on this LinkedIn branding masterclass. Hope you guys are doing fantastic, Nez Nation. If you're watching this on Twitch, or you're watching this on Facebook, or maybe Periscope, we're going live in multiple locations. Come on over to YouTube, because I can't really see the comments right now. They're not being aggregated. Come on over to YouTube. Go to youtube.com/Professor Nez. And if you're listening on the podcast, come on over and join us. We would love for you. I love that you listen to our podcast. Grateful. But I would love for you to be a part of the live show too, because we got this amazing Nez Nation family here trying to bring a little more humanness to this digitalness. What do we do here? What's this channel all about? We are all about mindset and messaging. We help you discover your purpose. Who are you? What are you? What is your core essential, superpower, or what you were meant to do on this blue-green earth? And how do you captivate that and communicate that in a message so you can impact your audience, specifically in the online space? I am Professor Nez, your personal branding coach, business communication professor, business owner, content creating machine, speaker, author, you name it. There's way more to come. And today we're going to be talking about, I'm going to be going through 4 major keys for you, Nez Nation, for you, content creators, YouTubers, how to stand out on one of the hottest platforms right now, in this era, in this landscape, in this marketplace right now, LinkedIn. And we're going to dive deep into it very, very shortly. So come on in. I want to see you guys. Good to see you, Hybrid Steel. Good to see you, Arthur Moorhead. Gerald Wade in the house. Haven't seen you in a while, Gerald. How's everything cooking with you? Thank you so much. Once again, if you're listening on Twitch, if you're on Facebook or Periscope, come on over to youtube.com/Professor Nez. I would love to see you guys over here. It's just so awesome to see you guys. I'm so excited to get cooking on this, and we're going to have a fantastic time. Let me know in the chat how many of you, I'm just curious, how many of you actually use LinkedIn? What are your thoughts on LinkedIn? Are you understanding what LinkedIn is? Are you implementing LinkedIn? Are you thinking about LinkedIn? I would love to kind of hear in the chat where you're kind of at and what that sort of looks like for you. What does LinkedIn look for you? Hey, Dan Norton is in the house. How are you? Oh, fantastic, Dan. Not a problem at all. That is great. Dan Norton is in the house. Hey, John is in the house. Good to see John. John is in the house. Thank you, Arthur Moorhead. It's good to see you guys. Yeah, how many of you are actually using NYC Video Mastermind? I gotta fly out there for that, John. I want to hang with you guys. Love you and Ross and Dan and all you guys. John, you guys just rock my world. I need to be a part of that group. That sounds not only would I get a lot out of that and learn a lot from that, but we would have a kick butt time. We would have a lot of fun doing it. So good to see you guys. Come on in. Make sure that you share this out because we're going to dive deep into 4 essential tips and tactics that are going to help you as a YouTuber, as a content creator, really not just for a YouTuber. This really goes across the board. It's not just for YouTubers. If you're creating content on Instagram, if you're trying to build your thought leadership in this online space, if you're trying to convey your story, who are you? What are you? Why should I pay attention to you? You need to understand how to really take advantage of this awesome platform, LinkedIn. I have been on LinkedIn for over 10 years, and it has blessed me with unbelievable opportunities. I mean, speaking gigs, my entire business eats, sleeps, and breathes on LinkedIn. My multiple 6-figure agency, personal branding coaching, just unbelievable partnerships, networking, and we're going to go really, really deep into this. Thank you so much, John. I appreciate it. Yes, I'm definitely going to school ya, but in the best way possible. It's good to see you guys. I miss you guys. I know we haven't been going live at our regularly scheduled time all the time. It's been a funky kind of end of semester, if you will. So I'm really, really excited to see you guys. And by the way, if you haven't been overlaid in a long time, when was the last time that you had a good overlay? Well, guess what? Nez has got you covered. I am going to just overlay you right now because I have to let you know, when do we go live? Well, we usually go live right down there. There it is. Every Sunday, 2 p.m. Pacific and 5 p.m. Eastern time. That's when we go live. And so I'm really, really excited to, do this show with you guys and be here with you guys. I love seeing you guys week in, week out. We're bringing you the best on how to build your online reputation, how to build your story, your narrative, so you can do what you want to do, create the freedom life that you want, make money if that's what you want, create communities, advance your career. It is I, Nez, your personal branding coach, who's ready to get cooking. I don't want to waste any time. I want to get right into it. I see a lot of these podcast shows, these live stream shows. It drives me absolutely crazy. They just take forever to get to the good stuff. Well, let's get cooking. If you're ready to get cooking, give me a thumbs up in the emoji. And listening on the podcast, you definitely want to maybe come watch this replay. You're going to get a lot out of this podcast, because you're going to get the verbal kind of aspect of it. But I'm actually going to screen share, and I'm going to show you examples of what I'm talking about step by step. Okay, we're going to go over actually 5 things. I lied at the top of the show. It's actually 5 things. Number 1, we're going to talk about profile setup. Number 2, we're going to talk about content creation, how to build your content calendar on LinkedIn. Number 3, I'm going to talk about a specific awesome tactic that most people don't implement when it comes to posting on LinkedIn and in the form of long form posts. I'm going to talk about that. Number 4, we're going to talk about networking, how to network and connect the right way without spamming people. Holy macadamia nut. How much spam do you guys get on your LinkedIn profile? It drives me crazy. One thing you need to understand about LinkedIn is a predominantly business-minded platform, right? There's and before I kind of even mention these terms, I just want to say, even though it is a more professional website, it is becoming, that doesn't mean it's a stiff kind of, suit and tie type of environment, which most people, that's how they used to perceive LinkedIn. They used to perceive LinkedIn, and I did too, everybody did, just a place to post your resume, and that's where all the dudes in suits hang out. No. I'm going to go hang out on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter. That's where the cool kids hang out. No. LinkedIn has become a beautiful conversation, which is what the intent of every platform should be. Whether you're a business, whether you're a content creator, whether you're somebody who's trying to advance your career, build your thought leadership, build your brand, get awareness for who you are, for your services and products and what you can bring to the table, every platform should be a conversation. And I'm going to talk about how you can enhance and augment that conversation for yourself, especially if you're a YouTuber or a content creator on LinkedIn. And we're going to get right into it, okay? So who's ready? Who's ready? I want to see some emojis, some creative emojis in the chat. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed to our podcast, make sure you do, because we're dropping awesome episodes every single week on our podcast, Nez Nation Live, the Personal Branding 101 podcast. We're on iTunes, we're on Stitcher. You can see the kind of branding down there, the cover page. We're on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, anywhere that you listen to podcasts, we are there, and I would love to see you guys there. Okay, give me some funky, monkey, chunky emojis. Let me know that you're there. Yeah, Hybrid, I'm going to talk about what you've been doing too. Hybrid says, I still don't think my designing skill is good enough, but I use LinkedIn to push design work as I watch it evolve. Hybrid, you're really going to get, I think, the most out of today's Masterclass, LinkedIn Branding Masterclass, because one of the things that we need to talk about at the first get-go, right at the top of today's Masterclass, is your profile. LinkedIn eats, sleeps, and breathes with the profile. Yeah, thank you so much, Charlie. That's pretty creative, Charlie. I was hoping you could come up with something a little bit more creative, but yeah, that'll work, Charles. Midnight Madness in the house. Good to see you, Charlie Dog. I call him Charlie Dog. Good to see you, Charlie. And yes, Mike, you do have some serious design skills. That is for sure. It all starts with the profile. The LinkedIn profile is where it starts. And I'm going to show you my profile as an example of, what I feel a lot of people aren't understanding about the LinkedIn profile. And I'm going to do it really, really fast because I've got tons of videos on LinkedIn. I did an amazing interview with Dale Roberts on his show where I literally did LinkedIn profile audits. I've got masterclasses in branding and LinkedIn on in our academy, Beyond the Box Academy, taking your learning, your teaching beyond the box so that you can apply it to your life, your business, and take advantage of it immediately. That is our sponsor. Make sure that you go check out beyondtheboxacademy.com. So I'm going to go over it really, really fast, and I want you guys to understand what it really entails here. So let me kind of screen share right now. I'm going to screen share right now. Let me know if you can see the screen right here. The LinkedIn profile, everything eats, sleeps, and breathes and starts with the LinkedIn profile. Even if you're a business and you have a company page, it's not B2B, it's not B2C, it's H to H. It's human to human. It's individuals. That's where it starts, guys. You got to be more human on LinkedIn. You got to be more human in your interactions. You got to be more human in your content creation. You got to be more going above and beyond for who you're trying to serve. If you want to make it in this game, if you want to create a brand where people go, whoa, this guy right here is, forgive the messages here. If you want to build a brand where I may be getting messages here and there on my LinkedIn, because my business eats, sleeps, and breathes on LinkedIn. So I'm going to have to be really, really careful with this, which is why I want to do this fast. As a matter of fact, until I'm ready to really jump into it. It's, if you don't know what business to business is or B2C is, B2C is business to consumer. And B2B is business to business, right? Now, most people have made the mistake of thinking that there's a difference. There is no difference, okay? It's human to human. Even if you're going into enterprise selling, or if what your products and services parlay more to a enterprise type of, marketplace, you're still dealing with individuals. You're still dealing with humans, y'all. And you've got to conduct yourself that way. And how this translates to your content is tenfold. I mean, I see this all the time. So many people they're posturing. They're not, guys, There's only one criteria when it comes to content creation. Forget all the gear. Forget all the fancy pants. Forget all that stuff. Forget all the perfect audio equipment or lighting or overlays, all that junk. All that is just fancy stuff. It comes down to one thing. You don't have to be an actor. You don't have to be a professional. You don't have to be, somebody who's been doing this for a long time or somebody who comes from a tech background. The only criteria is you just got to be real. You got to be human. That's it. Dominic on Facebook. How are you, sir? So it looks like I am getting my Facebook comments. And by the way, sharing is caring, y'all. Don't forget to share this out. You're going to want to share this out. If you know anybody or if you want to provide value to your own audience, make sure you share this out because people are going to get a lot out of it. The Lounge Network in the house. How are you? Good to see you. Ahmed's in the house. Good to see you. Arthur, Dominic, it's so great to see you guys. So don't worry about B2B. Don't worry about B2C. Just be human. It's H to H. That's what it's all about. It's H to H interaction, marketing, communication. Marketing is just storytelling anyway. That's all marketing is. Even social media marketing, digital marketing, content marketing. Be human. I'm going to simplify everything for you, especially, did I say especially? Woo! I just said especially. I was listening to this podcast. I think it was the Joe Rogan podcast, and he had Charlemagne the God on there, who's a pretty big radio personality, and he was saying that I don't say especially, I say especially, because he's from South Carolina, and I think it's stuck in my head. It was a really good interview, by the way, fun stuff. Carlos Phoenix, yeah, Carlos, how are you, sir? It's good to see you. Joe Rogan really exemplifies what I'm talking about right now. If you ever listen to the Joe Rogan podcast, which I recommend that you do, he's got all fascinating guests. It's one of the top podcasts in the world. He's just being himself. He's just now. I don't want to sound bumper stickery. Just be yourself. But I mean, it really. I know why a lot of you guys. I get your messages. I get your DMs. I get your comments. I know why a lot of you guys are reticent to create content. Yes, especially. Thank you, Charlie Dog. I know why you guys are hesitant. And I know where the apprehension comes from. It comes from this idea of perfection, this idea of looking foolish or looking stupid or not, coming across as somebody who should be deemed dignifying and noble or this is how you act when you're supposed to act like this when you're trying to present. No, you're not supposed to be a robot. You just got to be you. Okay, you don't have to posture. No pretense. That's fine if you use satire in your content or if you use that. I love that. I think that's great. I'm actually coming up with a new character. I might even start a whole new YouTube channel around it, kind of dealing with my channel, which is mindset and messaging. Those are my two, core kind of basically all I'm ever really good at. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's fantastic. I'm not talking about creating some kind of, representation or symbol of what you want to convey. What I'm talking about is you yourself. When you're trying to create content, I know what's holding you back, and that's the big thing. So forget about B2B, forget about B2C, forget about lighting, forget about gear, forget about all that. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have good gear. That's fine. But the main criteria, and it's the same for every platform, is to create a conversation. So going back to the LinkedIn profile, let's go back to this. So if you look at my profile, most people don't have a cover page or a banner page, or YouTubers. What do we call that thing in the background behind my profile photo? YouTubers, we call that a channel header, right? Or a channel banner, correct? And isn't it funny that I use the very same image, because consistency is key across your brand. I use the very same image across my YouTube, across my Facebook page, across my LinkedIn page, my website, my colors. You see the colors on my overlays. Everything is very, very consistent with my brand. Discover who you are, share your story with the world. And the great Nick Nimmin created this for me, tubertools.com. This was like 3-4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. And, you need a cover page that communicates why should people pay attention to you. This is the first thing that everybody sees when they come to your LinkedIn page. So it's got to be eye-catching. It's got to represent who you are and how you can solve problems for your target audience. Who is your target audience? It's not about you. It's about serving your audience. If you want to make it in this game, y'all, you've got to take yourself out of the equation. So you need an eye-catching, eye-popping, attention-grabbing LinkedIn cover page. Profile photo. This is not Facebook, y'all. This is not Facebook. You need a profile photo that is, doesn't have to be stuffy, but something professional, something that it has to be authentic. It has to represent who you are, but don't think of Facebook. Don't be taking selfies, in the hills or the woods, or, don't have a picture of you in your tank top at the beach. I don't think that has any value, especially on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a more professional kind of marketplace than Facebook, Instagram. It's a different kind of platform. There's more the types of professionals who are going to actually want to transact business with you, perhaps even, sponsor you, perhaps even hire you. So it's important. It's very, very important. Hey, Gord, I'm glad you're here. Gord, you need this more than anybody. This is perfect for you, Gord. Please hang out, Gord. John's in the house. Let's see here. Carlos says, my slogan is bring your brand to life, right? Is that what you mean, Carlos? Not live? Yes, bring your brand to life. Be more human. You need a cover page that is eye-popping. Your profile photo, I see so many companies do this. They use their logo. Don't use your logo as your profile photo. People want to see your face. It's about that personal connection. And don't have some kind of I've seen some of these pictures that people put in their profile. It's like they look like they just saw a ghost, or they look like they're serial killer faces, like the kind of faces that I'm sure Charlie Dog has a face like that on your LinkedIn profile, don't you, Charlie Dog? I'm just kidding, Charlie. But you want an authentic smile, something engaging, something bright, something inviting, something real. That's all. You don't have to overcomplicate it. You don't need to spend $5,000 on professional photos. My wife took that very photo that you see on her iPhone about a year ago. So, I'm in my studio wearing, I'm not wearing a suit and tie, but I'm wearing sort of business casual, a nice jacket and a collared shirt. So that's all you need. A powerful cover page, a profile photo that's authentic and real. Next, your headline should not be, where you work, a title at a company, because first of all, nobody cares, and they'll get to that in their experience section. In the experience section is where they'll get to that. So your headline needs to speak to why you are somebody that they should be paying attention to. And understand this. Oh, this is huge. Your LinkedIn profile is a search engine, y'all. Yes. You see that big search tab up here in the top? Well, guess what? People can search for, you type in graphic designer, or you type in, something that you want people to attract, the type of customers and audience members and community that you want to attract. You need to use keyword phrases that are emblematic of how you can solve problems for your ideal audience. So look at what I put here. If somebody searches personal brand consultant or executive career coach or personal branding keynote speaker, then that's going to come up on search. And I've gotten a lot of leads that way, just through search. Okay, so a lot of people are putting in their headline just the title of where they work. That is inaccurate. That's not going to do anything. Make sure that in your headline you're using keyword phrases that are related to how you want people to search for you. And it sort of represents a diversified portrait of, what are some many facets. And it can be consistent. It doesn't have to be too diversified, but a diversified facet of who you are and how you can solve problems. That's literally it right there for your target audience. And make sure you take advantage of your contact info. So if you can see contact info, make sure you put your website in there. I even added a direct link. This is your landing page right here. I've got my phone number, I've got my email, I've got my Twitter, so people can get a hold of you. People can find out more about you. It's got a nice, LinkedIn just made these changes too, guys, by the way. Very, very recently, they just made these changes where your contact info is now right below your headline. It didn't always used to be that way. So it's got this nice flow, cover page, profile photo, intriguing. Okay, we've got he's a personal brand consultant, he's a personal branding keynote speaker, executive career coach, resume writer. That is all related to one core essential expertise, which is how you want to niche down. It's all messaging. It's all branding. It's all conveying your purpose to the world, which is what my entire platform and what my niche is all about. Niche yourself down. Don't be too broad. The more broad you are, if you try to reach everyone, you're going to reach no one. If you're a master of all, or if you're talented at all but master of none, we've all heard those phrases before. I don't even want to get into it. But make sure that you really want to position yourself as the go-to person in your specific market. If you look at Dan Norton creates video square memes for small businesses, right? Am I wrong, Dan? Maybe that's wrong, but I'm sort of in the ballpark. It's very, very niche. It's very focused. It's very specific, and he's got a very, very highly targeted audience. It's the same thing with LinkedIn. It's the same thing with content creation. You've got to serve your audience. Who's with me so far? Let me know in the chat. Who's with me? Does this make sense, you guys? Let me know in the chat. And by the way, just really quickly again, if you're listening on Twitch, or if you're listening on Facebook, or you're listening on Periscope, come on over to youtube.com/Professor Nez. I'm really eyeing the chat there. That's where I'm focusing on more than anything. And so then you've got your about page, okay? And then your about page, this is really important because in your about page, you want to create a narrative, okay, that you can still take advantage of keyword phrases. As you can see here in the very first two lines, this is like SEO 101. These are the main things I want people to search me for, right? And you want to create a narrative that, again, is highly, highly crafted towards why you can reach certain audience members or clients or customers' pain points. What is it that you do that can help someone? It's extremely, extremely important. And you can use keyword phrases in your LinkedIn summary or about page is keyword centric as well, or keyword optimized as well, because that is something that is searchable. And then this is what a lot of people get wrong. I mean, a lot of people get this wrong. You've got to add some content at the bottom of your summary. You can add videos. You can add content that speaks to who you are. You can add contact info. I even add my website info in there too. But I've got like two essential videos that identify, and I even link my website right here if you can see my pointer. I've got two essential videos, one about my, executive career coaching services, and then one that showcases me giving an actual keynote speech for a company that demonstrates why you should hire me as a speaker, which is a kind of big form of revenue for me and my company, which is public speaking gigs, right? Ahmed says, where do you write that you are a college professor? In your experience section. I'll get to that, Ahmed, but anytime you want people to know where you work, or what your title is, leave that in the experience section. So, I also indicate that, obviously I indicate that in my summary as well. I talk about being a professor. I talk about being a communication professor. Okay. So, but in your experience section is where you get your titles and where you work. All right. So I am not here to, what I want to focus on more is I want people to focus on the fact that I'm a personal branding coach, executive career coach, and speaker. That's where I can help people the most, okay? And that's where I make my living, basically. I am a professor. I teach at several universities in Southern California, but they'll get to that, down below in the experience section. So here's my company, right? My agency. And then you go down below. I even put, I'm a partner. Some of you guys are partners for YouTube. So if you're in the partner program, you can actually put that in your experience section. So I was monetized in 2018, and I definitely put that in there. Hey, Jeff, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Yeah, Jeff, you're going to love this. And look at each experience section. So here's my agency, right? Here's my personal branding agency right here, my consulting agency. And you can put content in your experience section that even gives further demonstrations. I even put testimonials. So you see here, writing instructor at Chapman University. I've put student testimonials here too, just in case, to give even more ethos, right? So this is where they find out a little bit more about, my background and who I am. But you see, I've crafted this narrative very carefully. So the narrative has been crafted extremely carefully, that what I want to be known with and what I want to be known as is somebody who's going to help you build your online reputation to grow your career in business, period. Mindset and messaging. I've studied the mind for 29 years. I've been a writer, author, communicator, speaker for longer than that. So those are my two superpowers, and really they kind of meld into one superpower. So I am helping you to build your online reputation so you can grow your career in business, period. End of story. Very simple, very niche down. So if you're a YouTuber or content creator and you a lot of this will make sense to you, kind of channel art, banner art, optimizing keywords, SEO, right? Your about section. And those are the most important parts. Now, if you scroll down further, you can add skill sets that, this is more for career people, but you can add skill sets where people can actually endorse you. And that's valuable, and it's extremely valuable if you're trying to look for a gig on LinkedIn as more like a job or some kind of freelancing hiring. So this is a great way, and you're allotted 50 skills. If I click show more, you'll see all these skill sets and what people have endorsed me for. Those are you have 50 skill sets that you can fit into LinkedIn. So make sure that you fill up the allotted 50. A lot of my clients that I work with, they overlook this section. This section's important for matching up for jobs and matching up for contracts, okay? So make sure that you understand the keywords in the skill set. And then last but not least, obviously you don't need 155 like I have, but if you have recommendations or if you know people who can give you recommendations, that signals to the LinkedIn algorithm, especially if you have current recommendations. That signals to the algorithm that you are a LinkedIn profile that is something worthy of attention. They're going to give you more juice. They're going to give your LinkedIn more juice. Because even though I've got, 20,000 followers, let me see, how many do I have here? I've got almost 20,000 followers. I'm highlighting it right now. I'm going to get there very, very shortly. My content that I publish to my timeline, it's not like it's going to be shown to every single one of my followers all the time, right? The algorithm doesn't work that way. It only gets shown to a percentage, right? Not a large percentage, but a percentage of your followers. So how you need to understand the LinkedIn algorithm too. And guys, the LinkedIn algorithm is no different than any other algorithm, right? The LinkedIn algorithm is no different from any other algorithm. It values engagement. It values shares. It values that you're bringing value to people. That's what it values. It values that you're somebody who's providing help. You're providing information, inspiration, intrigue, interest. You're keeping people on the platform. When I had Nick on my show, and I've even published one of these videos on my LinkedIn page. When I had Nick on my show, there's no difference between all the algorithms are the same. Facebook's algorithm is the same. I mean, there's little tiny nuances that might be different, but all the algorithms are exactly the same, y'all. The LinkedIn algorithm, the YouTube algorithm, the Facebook algorithm, the Google algorithm. They want you to keep people on their platform. They don't want you taking people away. Now, I will say this because we're talking about LinkedIn. This is a LinkedIn branding masterclass. I will say this. LinkedIn is a little bit more, how shall I say, lax or relaxed perhaps on sharing direct links that take their users or their members off the page, but don't let that get to your head. Because you guys know with Facebook, if you even mention YouTube, or if you share any link to YouTube on your Facebook page, it's hasta la pasta. See you later. See ya, wouldn't want to be ya. It's just not going to show. I mean, that post is dead. So any questions about the LinkedIn profile, banner page, title, profile that's appropriate? Your summary should be keyword optimized, and it should speak to your audience's key pain points, how you can solve problems for them. Get your skill sets beefed up, okay? Make sure you get the allotted 50 and get recommendations from people who can vouch for you, people you've actually worked with, okay? Not just your friends, people who can actually vouch for you, people you trust, people who have their own ethos, that they're really translating their ethos by writing you a recommendation on LinkedIn. You don't need 155 like I do. I've been on this platform forever. But you do need at least, I would say it's good to have 2, 3. If you can get 5, fantastic. If you can get double digits, that's amazing. You're going to be in fuego. Any questions about the LinkedIn profile? So that's the first thing you need to understand. Now let's get into, now that you got your profile set up or you understand your profile and how to implement strategies to give your profile the utmost, strong, approachable presence. Now it's time to create that thought leadership. Now it's time to create content. YouTubers, content creators, I am calling out to you. YouTubers, content creators, I salute you. You should be creating content on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is one of the few places on the planet, the few platforms where you can actually get free organic. Ooh, that delicious phrase, free organic reach, which is dead on almost any other platform, except for, if you're creating searchable content on YouTube and Google, right? Mike says, wondering if you can check mine so I can make a list of things to do over the next week. Absolutely, I'll take a look at yours. Ahmed says, what about the content of the timeline itself? That's what I'm going to talk about right now. So that's the home page. You're talking about the home page and the timeline. Ahmed says, what do you recommend to be shared on the account? We're going to get into that right now. Very nicely done. Especially, because the title of the broadcast is YouTubers and content creators. So very good question. Who's ready? Who's ready to talk about now creating what types of content work best on LinkedIn and how you can leverage and repurpose your YouTube videos the right way on LinkedIn, okay? So there's 2 types of things that you can do. So LinkedIn has some nice, beautiful, tools that you can leverage as a content creator. You've got native video. You can upload video. You can also publish articles. And now they've just released LinkedIn Live to beta broadcasters, which I don't have it yet. I'm not bitter at all. LinkedIn, if you're listening, for the love of God, I mean, it's me, Nez. I should have this. Don't you guys think I should have LinkedIn Live? I mean, hello, what are they? Cuckoo. They must be cuckoo. I mean, they must be cuckoo not to have me as a LinkedIn beta tester. But I'm not bitter. Not one iota. No bitter butter here. The biggest mistake you could make on LinkedIn when you're making content is just sharing your YouTube link, and that's it. And not taking advantage of what is probably the next, most powerful platform besides maybe Instagram and Twitter, taking advantage of hashtags. Hello, hashtags. And I'm going to show you some examples of what I'm talking about. You got LinkedIn Live, Charlie Dog? I swear to God, I'm coming over there right now. I'm gonna destroy your desktop if you have LinkedIn Live before me. I'm just kidding, but not really. So the biggest mistake you could make is, and again, it's not the end of the world if you do this. I see people do this and they still get reach, but you're not going to get the same kind of reach. There's two major things you need to take advantage of. That's native video. We all know that video is probably the predominant form of content reach and content consumption right now in content creating, period, right? Most of you guys are YouTubers, video creators, video content creators for the most part. I think my audience for the most part is relegated to video content, which is fantastic. And so native video you can create through the app itself, and I think this can only be done on the phone. You can create native video, okay, where you're actually, creating content that is of value to your target audience. You're not selling, right? You're just providing information. You're providing some type of hot tip or advice or tactics or strategies that is going to reach your audience's pain points and help them get through a struggle or challenge. Okay, you've got to understand this, guys. This goes for any type of content, right? So you can do a native video through the phone app, or this is what I want to share with you, YouTubers, which is what I do. And I'm gonna try to find a post where I did this. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna use the latest post that I posted for the show the interview that I had with Nick Nimmin. Okay, so let me see here. I need to probably I need to kind of okay. So here's a post that I uploaded. This is such. Oh, you guys are gonna love this. I mean, you guys. Oh, Gerald, you don't want to go. Just hang out for just 2 seconds because you're gonna absolutely love this. Okay, so here is a post. This is about a 4-minute video. So most of you guys maybe saw the replay or maybe you didn't see the replay, but I had the great Nick Nimmin on my show recently. And Dan Norton, if you're still here, Dan's going to love this. So instead of sharing the link to the actual interview, one of the beautiful things you can do on LinkedIn is you can upload, natively snippets, or I created a video square meme, okay, because I really believe in having videos with context. Videos with context is extremely important. And let me know if you can't see the screen right now. But this was a clip. Hey, DH in the house. Good to see you, DH. This was a clip from my interview with Nick Nimmin. And look at this. I'm repurposing a live stream podcast that I did on my YouTube channel, Facebook page, Twitch, Periscope, everywhere. And I'm able to cut that in snippets. And instead of just sharing the YouTube link, which is not going to get as much reach, I'm clipping that in a native video, okay, in my editing platform, my editing software. And I'm adding some text. I'm adding some, top bar text there. You could see how to create powerful content online, which is going to stop the scroll, right? Which is going to get people's attention. Yo, Dale in the house. Dale was on my show very recently. The self-publishing guru, Mr. Dale L. Roberts. Oh, I apologize. He doesn't like using that word guru because he's actually a good human being. How you doing, Dale? It's great to see you. We're talking LinkedIn Branding Masterclass with yours truly. Dale knows a lot about this. And actually, Dale's a great example. He's just crushing it on LinkedIn as of late. I love everything you're doing on LinkedIn. He's so consistent. I would say Dale's greatest attribute on how he is just ceaselessly tackling LinkedIn is his consistency. So good job. Bravo to Dale. You want to definitely go check out Dale's LinkedIn page. It's Dale L. Roberts, the self-publisher. Go check him out. So this is the type of video content that you can actually. Now, if I click see more, look at the hashtags. And I really want to pay close attention to a specific hashtag. So a specific hashtag, Nez Nation. I've got a very specific Nez Nation hashtag, okay, that I just recently started. This is a really, really cool. You guys should follow my Nez Nation hashtag. And anytime you just search Nez Nation, you're going to see what's up with Nez Nation. You're going to get alerted, right? So if you click follow, you'll get alerted to anytime the hashtag Nez Nation comes up, you'll be alerted to that. So this is a really powerful this is a really, really powerful way of creating that brand on LinkedIn. Okay, so let me go back to the Nick post here. So you can. This is a huge tip, is by creating your own branded hashtag so that people can follow your own. It doesn't have to be, something separate from your name either. It doesn't have to be separate. Like, obviously I have the hashtag in my studio, Nez Nation. That is our unbelievable community, which I'm a part of. I'm not like the ringleader or whatever, because I don't believe in that stuff. Just a member of this awesome community, bringing more humanness to this digitalness. And so, but more importantly, you can take advantage of hashtags on LinkedIn, and you can post it on Twitter as well. So there's a native transition or a native cross posting that you can actually do on Twitter as well through LinkedIn. So it's like, think about it, guys. I take a live stream that I posted, creating content. I chop up the live stream, create micro content. I can post it on Instagram, LinkedIn, but more importantly, LinkedIn, native video on LinkedIn. Okay, using hashtags, reaching more people. If I really did this right, I could cut up my entire live stream into 4 or 5 minute segments, which my live stream with Nick was about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. I can't remember exactly. And I've got content on LinkedIn for the next 2-3 weeks. I mean, how cool is that? So there's so many ways to do this. There's so many beautiful ways to do this. And I think you're allotted something like, I think it's a maximum of, I think it's 20 minutes. They keep changing the parameters, but the amount of time, I would say a good sweet spot on LinkedIn is not going above 4 to 5 minutes. I think that's going to be, I know Dale does really great for those real short 1 to 3 minute videos, I think, right, Dale? And a lot of people do great with 1 to 3 minutes, right? But I actually think on LinkedIn, you can get away with more than that if you want to. You can do 4 to 5 minutes, even over 5 minutes, but I'd say under 7 as a maximum kind of time length, if that makes any sense. But taking advantage of hashtags, right? Because if you click on YouTube marketing, right, you're going to see all these different creators, right, that are doing great stuff using this hashtag. And if you can be trending in a specific hashtag, and see how new this is, guys. I mean, look at that. There's only 88 followers in the hashtag YouTube marketing on LinkedIn. So if you use this wisely and be an early adopter, you've got this amazing way of branding yourself. You guys, this is all, let me look at you for a second here. This is all fairly new, guys. I mean, when I say fairly new, not the platform, but the fact that you can create a positioning, a brand on this awesome platform. The reach is just insanity. The reach is something we haven't seen since Facebook early days. I mean, this is phenomenal. If you create content that helps people and really gives them something worthy of their time, and you get engagement, you get comments, you get shares, the reach is up the roof, and it's eons better than any other platform when it comes to organic engagement and organic reach. How fantastic is that? So I think it's really important, especially if you want to repurpose your YouTube videos. It's really important that you, YouTube content creators and other content creators alike, that you upload natively, okay? Don't just share the link itself. Upload natively. Give it some context. There needs to be some copywriting there that gives it context, that communicates why people should be paying attention to it. What sounds? Are you hearing sounds? My lower third is covering my chin. That's just probably my pop filter. That's probably my microphone. You don't need to see my chin. I'm dropping wisdom grenades and you're worried about my chin, for the love of God. Arthur, what's the matter with you? Who cares about my chin? So does that make sense, guys? On publishing native video, you can repurpose your YouTube content. You can repurpose your live streams. You can repurpose native videos that you put on Snapchat or Instagram even. As long as there's context to it, it makes sense, and you're actually, relaying or conveying why that content is worthy of your audience's attention. That's very, very important. How many people are with me so far? So that's the second thing, right? So we talked about your profile. We talked about native video. Oh, actually, you know what? Don't try to snatch the chin. Please, for the love of God, don't try to snatch the chin. Oh, I wanted to talk about this too. And this is actually really important. You guys, here's another way, I think maybe this is even a stronger way to get more leverage for your YouTube videos, is by publishing articles on LinkedIn, aka blog posts, around the content of your LinkedIn. Of your YouTube videos or your other content videos that you're producing, or other content, even if it's a podcast. Creating, and I'll show you an example on my actual page. Articles on, and when I say articles, it doesn't have to be something crazy. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be something insane or something like you're writing this 10-page, 15-page article or anything like that. Not even close. So this is an article that I wrote, a while ago, called "Why Building a Personal Brand in 2019 is Even More Important Than Ever." Okay, so this is something. So this was a actual live stream that I did, and I got the video. Let me just scroll down really quickly. I've got the actual YouTube video, okay, embedded in the article right there. So LinkedIn actually pushes articles, okay, because it also pushes your profile if it sees, wow, Nez is using our beautiful tools, especially when LinkedIn Live. When I get LinkedIn Live, it's going to be like, wow, Nez is using our tools. Think about the LinkedIn. You want the LinkedIn algorithm to be your best friend. You really do. So I've created this LinkedIn article, okay, why building a personal brand is even more important than ever. And, I've given it a little bit more context. I've added some text, but not a lot of text. If you look at this article is about a 1-minute read, and then I've got links at the bottom, right? So you can actually get more leverage. YouTube creators, think about this. You can get more leverage and more push and more reach on this beautiful platform of LinkedIn, building a brand, building something that people go, wow, this person is really interesting. They do a lot of stuff, or they've helped me in a great way. They've even got a video. They're on LinkedIn. They're producing fantastic value-based content, right? So you can you can also turn your YouTube video into a LinkedIn article. LinkedIn articles are phenomenal for organic reach. And if you get enough shares and engagement, watch out. I have some LinkedIn articles that have gotten thousands of views. I've also got some LinkedIn articles that have gotten tens of thousands of views. I know some people who get, millions of views on LinkedIn articles. I've never had anything like that, but I know people who have. Okay? Hey, Eric's in the house. Good to see you, Eric. Fantastic. How are you, sir? Whoops. Let me see. What did I do there? Oh, okay. How are you doing? Modern Day Tech is in the house. How are you, sir? Good to see you. No problem, Charlie Dog. I appreciate it. Yeah, you definitely, everybody who's, listening to this on the podcast, or perhaps you're watching this on the replay, or you're watching this live right now, you're definitely going to want to go back and check out everything. I've gone from A to Z, and I've not even finished yet. I've still got 2 more major components to talk about, and then I'm happy to take any questions. Number 1, we talked about getting your profile ready and ripe and straight, right? Then we talked about native video and publishing articles, creating context around your YouTube videos. It's an opportunity for you to not only create more content, which you can actually publish as a blog post on your website, which pushes to your YouTube video, but you publish as an article on LinkedIn. And if you have a Medium account, which is the ultimate blogging site for content creators, you publish the same article on Medium. 3 pieces of content. So look at how many pieces of content I've created from one live stream. I've created a LinkedIn article. I've created a blog post. I've created an article on Medium. I've created micro content, right? I've also, been able to create, and I'll be able to put that micro content in multiple platforms and distribute that evenly in a content calendar. So that's one content that gives you, talk about giving you more and more miles, more and more leverage and opportunities for reach, especially on LinkedIn. That is power, y'all. And that's what Nez does every single day. And I know I just referred to myself in the third person, but there you have it. Does that make sense, you guys? How's that coming across over on the airwaves? Anybody have any questions about that? You should be publishing, you don't, as far as articles go, it doesn't have to be as consistent as, it doesn't have to be as consistent as creating video content on a weekly basis or even daily basis. But, what I would say is if you can publish 1 or 2 articles a month, and again, when I say articles, don't think of this as like, man, I have to sit down and write something. No, write 3 or 4 paragraphs that give more context, more value that revolves around some content that you've already produced, aka a live stream or a YouTube video. This is about you guys. I'm here to help you guys leverage this awesome platform. Thank you so much, Eric. I appreciate that. This is nothing special too, Eric, and everybody listening. This is nothing special. You can do this. You can do this, and you can build a brand. You guys, I have created a multiple 6-figure business by doing this. This is why they say content is king. It 3-dimensionalizes who you are. But it can't just be any type of content. It's got to be content that is authentic. It's got to be content that demonstrates why in the world I, as an audience member, should be giving you the most valuable thing on earth, my time. There's nothing more valuable than time. Time is going to defeat us all. We can never have enough of it, and we always use it up way too fast. And there's no refund for your time. I can't go to Target and say, hey, man, I just wasted 2 hours. I need a refund, like stat. I need those 2 hours back. No, you can't do that. So you need to understand this. This is mindset right here. You need to understand LinkedIn is a very specific algorithm. It's a very specific audience. Dig deep into who that audience is and serve them ceaselessly, relentlessly, and watch what happens. You can create yourself as a thought leader in graphic design, in cooking, in tech, in gaming, in marketing, in Facebook ads, in whatever, podcasting, right? In management, in leadership, in executive coaching, whatever it is. You need to create yourself that top of mind mentality. Find a niche, go all in, be authentic, brand yourself appropriately, be human. Nothing trumps being human, okay? So we talked about profile setup. We talked about native video and articles. Here's a kind of a more nuanced tactic and strategy that I know works really, really well on LinkedIn, and that is long form posts using up the 1,200 to 400 characters and emojis to share something of value. And actually, this works on Instagram too. Long form posts, like an opinion piece. Something, again, as it's content, but you're using up most of the characters that LinkedIn proffers you or accords you, which is, I think, 1,200 to 1,400 characters. And a long form post, maybe an image, but not necessary. Maybe a video, but not necessary. You can do this as a separate piece of content. This has actually done really well on LinkedIn, long form posts. They're almost like mini kind of blog posts, but they're not really blog posts. 1,200 to 1,400 characters providing value. So an example of this would be, here are the 10 mistakes I wish I would have avoided, right? It's similar to blog posting, but it's a lot more nuanced in the sense that it's more micro and more in small and quick and fastidious and direct. Whereas, blog posts, articles, and what have you involve a little bit more energy and time to kind of be receptive and comprehend the full breadth of it, right? So these long form posts are on the timeline themselves, and they don't have to click on the article and go to a new window. This has done really, really well on LinkedIn. I'm living proof of this, and there's a lot of content creators who are taking advantage of long form posts using all the characters and emojis, providing some real powerful help, helping your audience to get through any struggle, challenge, obstacle, or issue that they're facing in their life, their business, or their career. Again, Nez, what is your tagline? What is your niche? What is your specific superpower that you feel you help provide? I help people build their online reputation so they can grow their career and grow their business. That's it. Grow their career and business. That's it. It's about mindset and messaging. Very simple. If you have a problem kind of figuring out how do I get things cooking in my, my messaging, my branding, I want to grow, I want more people to know me, more people to reach me, I will help you build that online reputation. That's what I do. That's what this channel is all about. That's what this podcast is all about. So that's what your long form post should be about. That's what your content should be about, right? I mean, Modern Day Tech is a tech review channel. He does great tech reviews. If I need to know something about a new smart device or let's say smart thermostat, I'll go to Modern Day Tech's channel and be like, oh, wow, he's helping me. He'll have a video on it probably. If I want to know something about games, right, I'm going to go to Hybrid Steel's channel. If I want to know something about video branding and video kind of square memes, I'm going to Dan's channel, or same thing with John's channel or Doug's channel, right? So these are you need to understand who your audience is, y'all. And it's really about serving. It's all about serving. Okay? Does that make sense, guys? How many people are with me? Give me a thumbs up if you're with me. Give me a thumbs down if you're like, Nez, I ain't with you. Which is fine. I respect that. I respect all emojis. I ain't scared. I ain't scared at all. It's just so good to see you guys. It really is. So we talked about profile setup. We talked about native video and LinkedIn articles. We talked about creating long form posts, almost like opinion pieces, helping, advising, helping your audience through specific challenges, through long form posts in your timeline. Ahmed, if you're listening, this is a great tool for you. You can also upload PDFs, PowerPoints, or infographics. Those are great things. I don't know, Hybrid, if you design infographics at all, but you can actually upload PDFs. I'm not going to get into really SlideShare. I'm not really SlideShare is a kind of extension of LinkedIn where you can create slides and upload them, which is fine. They're powerful. They're great. But that's another tool you can use. But I'm talking about PDFs and PowerPoints and infographics, especially, I said it again. I don't say especially. What the hell is wrong with me? I always say especially. I swear, ever since I saw Charlemagne the God on Rogan's podcast, I'm saying especially. I guess I'm from South Carolina now. So infographics, especially infographics, you can get a lot more engagement. Okay. You can get some great engagement on LinkedIn. Yeah, you should, Mike. Mike, you'd get a lot out of it. Okay. Now, the last thing that I want to share with you guys is networking and connecting on LinkedIn. Look, if you want to connect on LinkedIn, if you want to build relationships on LinkedIn, I'm going to tell you first what you shouldn't do, and you shouldn't spam. This is what happens all the time, and I've gotten a lot better at this, but I'll accept somebody's connection because they leave, even if you leave a little note, which I think that's obviously way better than just connecting randomly with somebody without giving some context. You want to leave a little bit of note. Say, hey, Nez, I saw your podcast the other day. I saw your live stream. I'd love to connect with you here on LinkedIn. I'll accept that. But if I accept your connection and the first thing you say to me is, hey, Nez, I want to sell you something, or hey, Nez, come to my webinar, or hey, Nez, I can help you get more leads, I'm going to delete you and I'm going to unfollow you. I'm going to disconnect with you. Okay? If you really want to connect with people and build relationships and network on LinkedIn, I know how many people I get 100 spam messages a day on LinkedIn. And it actually used to turn people off, maybe still does turn people off the platform a lot. And so if you're going to, the right way to network is to find people that you feel you can provide value with, people who can actually, benefit from what you have to offer and perhaps even help you out and grow your brand and grow your business or grow your career, somebody you can leverage as well. But you have to come at it in a way that's human, right? It's all about being human. Don't spam them. Don't try to sell them as soon as they connect with you. You've got to be human. Hey, Mike, I saw you on Nez's live stream the other day. I liked your questions, man. Just wanted to say hello and connect with you. More than likely, Mike will be like, cool, let's connect. But if the very first message after that is, I'm going to sell you something, it's hasta la pasta. You're spamming them. But continue that conversation. Maybe selling will happen down the line, but you've got to build that trust. You got to buy him a drink first. You got to take him out. You can't just expect to get, to third base on the first try. You can't do that. You just can't do that. You got to be more human. Nobody would do that in real life. Okay, you wouldn't just meet somebody at Starbucks and be like, put your arm around them and be like, hey, we're old buddies, man. Hey, check this out. No, you wouldn't do that. First, you'd be human. It's the same thing offsite as it is online, the humanness, which is why our mantra here on the show, bringing more humanness to this digitalness, that's what I'm all about. And helping every one of you do that in a more real, authentic way, period. That's branding. That's messaging. That's growing. That's business. That's real business. That's real sales. When people mention the word sales, they get this kind of icky sort of creepiness in the back of their throat or neck. And it just kind of rubs them the wrong way. But actually, sales is a beautiful thing if it's done humanly. There's nothing wrong with sales. Just be human about it, right? Be upfront, be transparent, be real. That's all that matters. And there is no better place, y'all, guys, especially if you're trying to grow a brand, business, or advance your career, there is no better place than LinkedIn for networking and getting the right people, the right eyeballs and earballs. I've said this before. You got to get those earballs and eyeballs. There's no better place than to get the decision makers all live on LinkedIn. The decision makers for every company that you want to transact business with, network with, connect with, all those decision makers are individuals. They're humans. You got to be human back. Does that make sense? Mike says, no, nine do get people adding me though. Okay. No one talks to me. Yeah. Yeah, please buy me a drink. Yes, exactly. Thanks, Eric. Jeez. So yeah, just be more human. Be more human about it. Just act like you would when you first meet somebody in real life. Don't let the anonymity or don't let the kind of the internet of things create some kind of false representation and make you feel like you can get away with things like that. I don't know why people still think in 2019, going into 2020, why people still think they can get away with that. You just can't. And I promise you, if you set up your profile right, if you start posting consistent native video and publishing articles around your content that you've already produced, or new articles, that's fine. You create long-form posts using up the 1,200 to 400 characters with emojis that provide concrete volcanic value, infographics, PDFs, and you network the right way, YouTubers, content creators, you will create a powerful personal brand and presence on the hottest platform right now, LinkedIn. LinkedIn's it's just hot. And when LinkedIn Live gets more across the board and rolls out more universally, you best believe Nez is going to be going live on LinkedIn. I mean, on the regular. On the regular. Yeah, Arthur. I was at a casino the other day, and I couldn't believe this. Arthur, speaking about what you said, my wife and I went to just a kind of Indian casino. We just went there for randomly. I was just playing one of those stupid, slots. And some guy came up to me and he's like, "Hey man, you want to buy this watch?" And I was like, "What? Buy a watch? What are you talking about?" Like in a casino. And obviously the guy was hoping, and it was so brash. It was so amazing. He was like, "Hey man, buy this watch, man. We want this watch. It's real gold. I'll give it to you for $500. I was like, "No, it's okay, bro. No worries." Obviously it seemed like he maybe needed it for gambling. Yeah, I mean, that's not, you come whisper in my ear. I don't even know who you are. You kind of shockingly just abruptly accost me, and you expect me to be like, "Sure, I'll buy the $500 watch." I mean, that's kind of what you're doing when you're spamming on LinkedIn. So it's not that far-fetched, is it, guys? So again, I want to just review. And then if you have any questions, and obviously super chat questions get first priority. Hint, hint. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Just to review, LinkedIn Masterclass branding. LinkedIn branding Masterclass. Set up your profile. Optimize your profile so it looks professional, it's attractive, and it garners attention. Upload native video. Chop up old content or YouTube content into native video on LinkedIn. When you get live video, use live video as well. Publish articles on LinkedIn that contextually revolve around previous content, YouTube content, right? Use long-form posts on LinkedIn. They're very, very attractive, and they do garner a lot of engagement, 1,200 to 1,400 characters. Infographics do really well. PDFs, PowerPoint, SlideShare. And then network in the right way. Connect with people who you feel you can provide something to them. You can help them, maybe be of service to them, be somebody of value to them. And don't spam them. Don't try to sell them in the first hour. I mean, it's bad enough you try to sell them in the first week, but I've got people who literally, as soon as I connect with them, they send me a message. "Hey man, you need this product. Here it is. Take it, check it out. I'll give you a deal, man." That's not going to work. I'm sorry, that's just not going to work. Any questions, any comments, anything at all about branding on LinkedIn? I want to see you guys implement some of these strategies and then report back to me. Give me feedback. And if you're watching this on the replay, leave me a comment down below letting me know, are you going to implement? Which one of these are you going to implement first? You're going to do the native video first, the article, PowerPoint, PDF, SlideShare, infographic, long-form post. Let me know which one you're going to implement first, and give me some feedback. Let me know why. And also, if you're using LinkedIn, if you're somebody who's used LinkedIn for a while, you've got some hot tips for taking advantage of this awesome platform to build a brand and reach people. Leave it in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to learn from you just as much as I hope you're getting from me. Okay. Yeah, thank you so much, Arthur. I appreciate that. Sounds like someone has a gambling problem. You think? You think, Charlie Dog? Yeah. I mean, he literally just, Charlie, I'm not even joking you. He literally just slid right into the chair next to me. I was just sitting at some penny slot. I'm not a gambler. He just slid right next to me. And he just shoved this watch in my face. I was just like, what the? He's like, "Hey man, I got a really good deal on this watch. I'll give it to you for $500. First thing he said to me, not, "Hey, how's it going, brother? Hey man, my name's, Tim," or whatever. He just jumped right into the pitch. That's what spamming is. That's exactly what spamming feels like. It's actually a perfect metaphor for what a spam is. That's exactly what spamming feels like. As always, guys, make sure that you click subscribe to our YouTube channel. We go live every single Sunday. Who's ready? Who's ready for an overlay? It's overlay. It's overlay. It's overlay time. Sorry. So we go live every single Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, helping you to build your online reputation so you can grow your career and business, build a community, and make sure that you understand how to communicate your message to the masses. Charlie says, I got a better idea. You give me 500 and I won't strangle you. Nice. That's a much better idea. I like that. Going live, next announcement. Yes, I would love that, Arthur. I want LinkedIn Live so bad. It hurts. I want LinkedIn Live so bad. LinkedIn, if you're listening, I mean, I'm one of your original, the OG LinkedIn dude talking here. Come on, LinkedIn. Give me a break, will you? I need to have LinkedIn Live because I know I'm going to implement it and I'm going to represent in such a beautiful fashion. Can you imagine going live on YouTube, LinkedIn, Periscope, Facebook, and Twitch? A pentacast and Instagram, sixcast. What's a sixcast? I don't know Greek or Latin or really Roman numerals for that matter. Entrepreneur Box, what up? How are you? Good to see you, EB. EB in the house. How are you? Fantastic to see you. So does anybody have any questions about what we talked about today? Thank you, as always, so much for watching. I love you guys so much. You have no idea how much I love seeing you guys every single week. We're bringing brain-busting content for you. Don't forget to go check out Beyond the Box Academy if you want a little bit more. My Personal Branding Masterclass is a fantastic course, digital course. I walk you through step-by-step how to build a brand in this ecosystem, in this marketplace, where you can make money, you can grow, you can build a community, you can advance your career. Step by step. It's over 3 hours of video, slides, tutorials. You got to go check it out in beyondtheboxacademy.com. We're busting new content every single month in there. So go check out beyondtheboxacademy.com. Google Hangouts on air is going away. We've done a 7-platform live stream. I love that. Oh, EB, that is killer. That is absolutely killer. I love that. Yeah. That is fantastic. You'll figure what out as you go, Mike? What will you figure out as you go? LinkedIn? Yeah, I'll check out your LinkedIn page, Mike, and I'll send you some. I'll send you some feedback. I'll check it out. Okay. All right, hybrid. I'll check it out. I got to take off right now, but I will definitely check that out, and I'll send you. I'll send you a DM or something. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. I love seeing you guys every single week. Thank you. It means the world to me. Yes, you haven't bought me a drink yet. You gotta buy me a drink. Yeah, I mean, hybrid. You know, if you employ some of these tactics I talked about, I think they're going to really help you. But also, you know, every platform, just like every platform, it's unique to yourself. I mean, if everybody tries and implements the same strategy, it's just not gonna be the same results. Yeah, I'll definitely help you out, Mike. You got nothing to worry about. But I mean, you're actually right. Like experimenting and figuring it out as you go, doing it yourself is really the best way to learn anything, I think. I mean, and this is a business communications professor talking here. So you know, doing is much more effective than thinking or intellectualizing. Does that make sense? Love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys like you have no idea. Nez Nation Live. It is Professor Nez signing off. I love you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Don't forget, hit subscribe. Brain-busting content on the weekly regular. Thank you, guys.